Hi, everybody. It is going to be a busy week. I have a lot to accomplish. School's out for summer, so we're getting used to the new dynamic of having the kids and all their needs as well. But a couple of things are tantamount to being accomplished. One of them, and probably the last, is the garlic picking. One of the primary things is going to be potatoes. Those grow bags aren't going to do any more growing, so I got to pick those potatoes and these potatoes in these bins, and also the potatoes in the other plot, which I'll get to in a second. So sometimes I do jinx myself. I said nothing was getting into these potato beds, but now the vole has found it and is, or something bigger, I'm not sure, but making a mess of the potato bed. So I'm gonna harvest at least these. Another space I didn't mean to neglect for so long, but it is what it is, is the calendula bed. I want to start topping or deadheading to encourage more blooms, plus saving the flowers. There's already been a lot of die-offs from the flowers I missed, but I'm going to get to that soon. And I've been doing a lot better with my fertilizing. It was something I was fighting for a long time, but I'm getting on it. One of them is going to be the carrots. I'm going to be feeding that a 284 liquid fert. And last but definitely not least are getting these um, seedlings in the ground. It is absolutely imperative that I get these out of these containers this week. Um, these tomatoes, obviously looking very sad. They are pretty much my emergency batch. So I may or may not. I should probably plant that Tiny Tim. There's no reason not to. But these are just San Marzanos and Dr. Wychees, which I may or may not need. So we'll see. And then the lemon balm, I'm still up in the air whether I need that many or if I just let it go to compost. So the question is, what am I doing first? I think I'm going to start with fertilizing the carrots. That's easy peasy. Well, unfortunately, my audio died on me right around here. So I'm going to try to ad lib whatever I said last time. All right. So the water. I try to use rainwater as much as I can, whenever I can. I've got here 3 capfuls of the fertilizer, and I'm filling the bucket about a little more than a gallon. Looks like the carrots need a round of weeding. And while we're here, we'll top off the ginger as well. And I'll finish off the container with the onions. The burgundy is a lot further off than the yellow sweet Spanish. Next, we're going to do the Tiny Tim. But first, these strawberry runners have been bugging me for weeks and haven't gotten to them. So I think now that's what I'm going to do first. These are doing nothing for the plant other than sucking life out of them. Along with the Japanese beetles. This year, the Japanese beetles have decided strawberries were going to be their choice of foliage. All right, that's better. Now back to the tomatoes. I'm going to plant both of these and take out the one that's struggling the most and move it to a different place like I did the last time. I don't know why I'm doing that, but that's just how it goes. So yeah, this one's puny. It was probably the punier one to begin with. But I'm going to move it to, I guess, up here. Keep them all in the same line so that they're all getting ample sun. All right, that's that. Now this rosemary has been bugging me also for weeks too. I really should harvest this, so I'm going to do that now. Yay, a nice clump of rosemary there. Two things I highly suggest you have with you when you're cutting these types of flowers because they are super sticky. And that is one, gloves, and two, some kind of alcohol um, thing, whether it's a spray or wipes. I'm getting the wipes here to clean off my shears, and also in between plants, you should be wiping them down anyway, so as not to spread diseases. So I think calendula is funny. I'm sure other flowers are too, but I only know it for calendula. But sometimes they'll have super long stalks before you get to a branch, and then other times they're only like 3 inches long. So you get a variety. And then as you get into the season, you get funky blooms as well. You get like cat facing, like you get with tomatoes, where you have double or triple blooms all bunching up together. I've seen it on dandelions as well. It's very cute in a weird sort of way. So the flowers I'm harvesting to dry and save as like for salves. And then the dead ones I'm just dropping to reseed for next season. This is all just seeds from the last season. I didn't have to plant anything. Just fantastic. So sometimes I have fantasies that I could plant a single of something, vegetable, flower, herb, and supply that to somebody or even myself. I thought about like how you sell things through Etsy and whatnot. But then I hear about the horror stories of selling through Etsy and those places, and I, you know, come back to reality. Plus, you need a lot more space for this sort of thing. But if it is something you have space and time to grow one thing, then you should definitely check out your local herbalists or tea shops. Maybe see if they source where they source those things from. Maybe you could be their supplier. It's definitely an idea. And I always leave some flowers for the pollinators. Even though we will be getting continuous blooms since these all came up at different times and I'm not taking off all the flower heads. So there's plenty to come. So something's definitely been digging in here, making a mess. Oh, let's see what we got over here. I'm also in tick territory. So I'm not happy about that either. This is part of this plant that isn't done yet, so I'm gonna leave that. So there's the mushy part. Can you see that? Nope, I'm in the way. This is the mushy potato. I don't know where the other potatoes are. So they were either stolen or they didn't grow, which is impossible because I know potatoes are hardy. Let's try this one. See, there's at least one potato there. I'm not seeing many potatoes here. Yeah, this plant is done for. So I can't, I can just put this back in the ground and let it grow. Yeah. Or it gets stolen. Well, we're going to try this area. Nope, those are also tiny potatoes still. So whatever's still living, I'm gonna let it alone. There's still enough greens to support some tubers. I guess I'll just fix up some of the foliage and whatever still survives a few more months. Otherwise, these will be seed potatoes for next year because I've seen them. The plant that's still perfectly healthy over there is a seed potato from that I left behind all winter, and it was fine. Granted, we didn't have a super cold winter, so if that's the trend for this winter, we'll have plenty of potatoes in this bed for next year. Assuming the chipmunks or whatever doesn't steal them in the meantime. Whatever onions I planted here, I can't see any trace of them. So not the best idea to plant them in shade and be shaded out by potatoes. Well, at the very least, we got the bed weeded. Well, that's enough sun for this morning. I'll go out again this afternoon and look into those grow bags for those potatoes. Meanwhile, while I'm in the shade, I'm going to take care of the calendula. Alright, so I'll harvest more.